We are hearing Bhaktyaloka last essay about following the tendency of sadhus. We heard yesterday the jiva should understand his servant. Thinking he is the master is most foolish. Then there was example, some people they say I am God to get things from other people, but they're in Maya, so that is most foolish. Seeing the householder conduct of Mahaprabhu and his followers, a household devotee should formulate his own conduct. In order to earn enough for sustaining himself and living his life, the devotee should follow the conduct that Mahaprabhu and his devotees showed. It is best to perform actions which will produce a desire for Krishna. One will become a materialist by acting to fulfill desires for secondary results and sense gratification. Remaining as a householder and being a renunciate are the same for the devotees. I said yesterday also, according to Varna Ashram Dharma there is difference. But in devotional line, only how much one is dedicated to Krishna, that is what it counts. So here it is the same. Raya Ramananda, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Shrivas Pandit, Shivananda Sen, Satyaraj Khan, and Advaita Prabhu showed us the path of maintaining one's life without fault as a householder. With difference in how one sustains one's existence, there are differences between the householder and the renunciate. Some will earn, some will beg. If being a householder is favorable for a devotee, he should not give up the house. He must remain as a householder while practicing detachment. When the house becomes an obstacle for worship, qualification for renouncing the house arises. When detachment arises in the house, it should be completely accepted as having arisen from bhakti. Considering in this way, Shrivas Pandit did not renounce his house, because he was fully renounced, means no any other desires, only service of Krishna, but his house did not become unfavorable for his service to Krishna, so he never left. Even Mahaprabhu told him, you are a householder. When Mahaprabhu came to his house after taking sannyas in Kumarhata with his many devotees, so Shrivas and his whole family, they were engaged in serving the sadhus in their house 24 hours all the time and for a long time. Then Mahaprabhu called Shrivas Pandit in secluded place and told him, you are a householder, you have many dependents, you are not earning money, you are only serving us whole time. How you will maintain yourself and others? Then Shrivas Pandit said, Mahaprabhu said, what is the meaning of this? Shrivas said, if by serving you on first day we will not get anything to eat, then we will all fast. If on second day we will not get, we will fast. If on third day we will not get, we will fast. Then if not getting, then we will drown ourselves in the Ganga. Then Mahaprabhu saw how much faith Srivas Pandit has in Mahaprabhu, because Srivas Pandit's thinking is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, Supreme Lord. He is the only maintainer of not only one man, two men. He is the only maintainer of innumerable material universes. If he is in my house and I engage in his service, do I need to do some other work? Some Maya work? Do I have to serve Maya to be maintained? So such realization is there in Srivas Thakur's house. Mahaprabhu understood. He already knows everything, but to show to the world that Srivas Thakur has such faith, though being a householder. As Narad Goswami, he is renunciate. He's traveling everywhere like a sadhu. But as Srivas Pandit, he is householder, so there is no difference for devotees. So Mahaprabhu knows he has such faith. That is why he said, it may happen that someday Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, will have to beg money. It may happen, but it cannot happen that in your house there will be any want. Because Srivas Thakur has such faith and he is ready to serve Krishna 24 hours a day. But we cannot imitate him, we cannot just say like him. It has to be really inside your heart. Then you can get same benefit. Otherwise, householder's duty is to earn honestly, as we heard before, and renunciate will beg. Some renunciate even don't beg, like Madhavendra Puri. So depends on someone's adhikar. But all devotees, they are serving Krishna and getting higher taste, they are automatically detached. Either they are living in house or in forest, it doesn't matter. Also, Narottam Thakur said, Grihe tako bone tako not. Grihe ba bonete tako hago ranga bole dako Narottam mage taro sanga. Narottam is brahmachari and he's singing, when I see someone living in house or in the forest, but he's chanting from the core of heart in separation grief, ha Gaurango, then Narottam says, I want his association. So only devotion is important. So Srivas Thakur did not leave house, Advaita Acharya also not, Shivananda also not. Parents of Srinivas Acharya, Chaitanya Das and Lakshmi Priya also not. No, she was Hari Priya, I think. His wife, Hari Priya or Lakshmi Priya, something. And their son, Srinivas Acharya, had to marry twice on the order of Guru and Mahaprabhu. Considering in this way, Srivas Pandit did not renounce his house. Yes, and Mahaprabhu also told him, if you will not earn money, then you should take sannyas. And Srivas said, no, I will not take sannyas. Then how you will maintain? Then he clapped. Gurudev did not mention this part that Mahaprabhu told him, then you take sannyas. But it is written in Chaitanya Bhagavat to show that it is not necessary for everyone. It depends what Krishna wants for devotee. Considering this, Swarup Damodar accepted sannyas. He was also Purushottamacharya before Navadip, householder. But his house became unfavorable for bhajan, so he took sannyas. Everything devotees they are doing, what is favorable for the service of Krishna. By this consideration, many sincere devotees remained in the house or went to the forest. He who renounces the house with this consideration is a sincere renounced devotee. He always is careful concerning nama paradas. So if one renounces house with proper mood, with proper reason, then it is good. If with wrong reason, it is wrong. Or if someone wants to remain as a householder with wrong reason, that is also bad. Everything we should do what is favorable for the service of Krishna, and in surrendering to bona fide Guru, we have to follow his guidance about this. In Srinivasacharya's case, his Guru, Narahari Sarkar Thakur, he told him, you get married. And Mahaprabhu told to Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, don't get married. So they will give guidance. One should discuss the occupation of the renunciate. So now we were hearing about how householder devotees should live according to example given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal associates. Now about how the renunciate should live, again in accordance with the example given by associates of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu spoke to Raghunath Das Goswami, Bhalo koilo bairagir dharma acharilo. Raghunath Das has done well. He has acted suitably for a person in the renounced order. Bairagi koribe sada nam sankirtan. Magia khaya kore jivon rokhon. A person in the renounced order should always chant the holy name of the Lord. He should beg some alms to eat, and he should sustain his life in this way. This always chanting Harinam is for both, for householder and renunciate. Grihe tako bone tako sada hari bole dako. Or another one is there in Bhaktyaloka Thakur's song also similar. Grihe means this: either you remain in house or in forest, you have to chant Harinam. This is same. Vairagi hoya jeva kore parapekha, karja siddhi nohe Krishna kore nupekha. A vairagi, that is the person in the renounced order, should not depend on others. If he does so, he will be unsuccessful and he will be neglected by Krishna. Vairagi hoya kore jihvar lalas, paramartha jai ar hoy roser bosh. If a renunciate is eager for his tongue to taste different foods, his spiritual life will be lost, and he will be subservient to the tastes of his tongue. Vairagir kritya sada nam sankirtan. Shak patra phol mule udar bharan. The duty of a person in the renounced order is to chant the Hare Krishna mantra always. He should satisfy his belly with whatever vegetables, leaves, fruits, and roots are available. Jihvar lala se jai iti uti dhai, Shishnodar parayan Krishna nahi pai. One who is subservient to the tongue and who thus goes here and there to satisfy the tongue, devoted to the genitals and the belly, cannot attain Krishna. So unless one has control over senses by engaging them in the service of Krishna, one cannot attain Krishna. Jihvar lala se jai iti utidai. For the sake of satisfying his tongue, he goes here and there. And Shishno udar. Udar means stomach. That is why Damodar. Dama, Udar. Dam means rope. Udar means stomach. One who is tied, whose stomach is tied by rope is Damodar. And Shishnu means genitals. Shishnudar Parayan, one who is subservient, one who is slave of this, he can never attain Krishna. Because to attain Krishna means to engage in the loving service of his transcendental senses. But kama is to satisfy your own senses. Gramya kotha na shunibe, gramya barta na kohibe. Bhalo na khaibe ar bhalo na poribe. Do not talk like people in general or hear what they say. You should not eat very palatable food, nor should you dress very nicely. Amani manada hoya Krishna nam sada loibe. Proje Radha Krishna seva manase koribe. Do not expect honor or demand or fight for it. When we don't get, we fight for it. But offer all respect to others. Always chant the holy name of Lord Krishna, and within your mind render service to Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. Here it is directly mentioned about Raganuga who is qualified. Amani manada hoya Krishna nam sada loibe. One who has this quality of amanina, not desiring any respect, who is offering due respect to all, seeing all as related to Krishna, and who is chanting Harinam always. Means he's at least on Nishta stage. Always chanting Harinam. Means he crossed over anarthas, beyond anartha nivriti. That is why he can constantly chant Harinam. Otherwise it is not possible. So such devotee, he is able to do this in his Siddha Deho. He can, in his Manjari Swarup or some other Swarup, he can, within his heart, he can mentally, in meditation, can serve Radha Krishna in Vrindavan. How much time? All the time, 24 hours. Because he is already capable of engaging in the service of Krishna 24 hours. So Raganuga is not so cheap. Someone may do imaginary thing, but that is not same. The sannyasi or renounced person should not live in his own village with his family. Sannyasir dharma nohe sannyas korya. Nijo janma stane rohe kutumbo loya. After accepting sannyas, it is not the duty of a sannyasi to remain at his birthplace, encircled by relatives. That will not be good. Also, Sachimata said to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now you took sannyas, so if, like, I would request you to stay in Navadip, then people will criticize you. And that will be more painful to me than anything else. So that will be more painful to me than my separation from you. So you please remain in Puri. One thing is that not all who take sannyas are immediately pure devotees. So there is danger of that affection from family members to disturb. Another thing is, other people will not understand. So they will criticize, and that is not good. The renounced person should not see materialists such as kings and women. Mahaprabhu said, Virakta Sannyasi Amar Raja Darashan, Stri Darashan Sama Bishar Bokhan. Since I am in the renounced order, it is as dangerous for me to meet a king as to meet a woman. To meet either would be just like drinking poison. Because king is materialist generally, so a Vairagi should not associate with him, also not with women. But we saw that Mahaprabhu gave grace to King Prataparudra in Puri because he was a devotee. He was not materialistic. So that kind of association, though outwardly as a king, is not harmful, it is beneficial. We are worshipping Srivas Pandit. Also we are singing the glories of Ambarish Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj. They're all householders. But the point is they're devotees. So Mahaprabhu first taught that the sannyasi should not meet the king, because other people will not understand he's a devotee or not. But this they will only see. One sannyasi meeting a king is not good. So Mahaprabhu in private place and king giving up his own dress as a king, Mahaprabhu met him and graced him fully. Also woman, if a devotee is not harmful, it is beneficial. But still, those who renounced order, they will not associate with woman like a householder devotee may. But that does not mean that they will not speak, they will not see or accept service. They can do as a devotee, but there should be no, our Gurudev said, there should not be any enjoying spirit, any vision of enjoyment or enjoying spirit, then that is harmful. But otherwise you cannot avoid seeing a woman or seeing a king or someone, but the spirit of seeing should be correct, not with enjoying spirit. But if some sannyasi is like with some entertainment mood or some other mood, speaking with a lady, even devotees, that is not nice. For Harikatha and for Seva, for these things only, not for other things. Otherwise it is like drinking poison. You will lose your spiritual development. Therein you will find in Krishna Samhita, Srila Bhaktyaloka Thakur wrote about association. So there also he mentioned that for a householder to associate with his wife is beneficial. Both are devotees, both are serving, so it is beneficial. Depends what kind of arrangement Krishna makes for someone, then he should serve Krishna in that capacity and gradually advance. Not all householders are pure devotees, but they should practice to become. And not all renunciates are pure devotees, but they are practicing to become. Only we have to do as is prescribed for us. The renounced person should be faultless. Shukla bastre masi bindu joyche nalukai. Sannyasir alpo chidra sarva loke gai. Prabhu kohe purna joyche dug der kalas. Sura bindu pate keho na kore parash. As soon as the general public finds a little fault in the behavior of a sannyasi, they advertise it like wildfire. A black spot of ink cannot be hidden on a white cloth. It is always very prominent. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, there may be much milk in a big pot, but if it is contaminated by a drop of liquor, it is untouchable. Here I remembered our Gurudev said that staying alone is not good. Should stay in association of devotees, because if you do something wrong, they will see you and they will help you and they will discipline you, and that will be beneficial. But alone, who will look after you? And he said, even if you are with other people, still they will also discipline you. Gurudev gave example is a fact. In our Calcutta mat, one brahmachari was, maybe due to previous bad habit, he was smoking little there outside, and other people, they said, you are Gauriya Mat devotees, you should not smoke. They themselves are smoking, and whole world they're smoking, everyone's smoking, but they will not say anything. But when they see he's a Gauriya Mat devotee, then they will say, no, it is not good. And they will complain to the Acharya, your man, he was smoking, we saw. You should correct him. So that is the benefit of staying here. If we can tolerate sadhu sangha, because there our mistakes will be revealed and we have to rectify. So they will not complain against others, but against them. So if a sannyasi will do something wrong because he's in the public eye of all, then they will advertise. That is why our Parangurudev said that he considers his own disciples also as gurus. They're doing the work of a guru. How? Disciples, they are always seeing what Gurudev is doing. And Guru must be Acharya. He has to practice himself, and by his own practice, by his own life, he has to teach others, not only by speaking, but by his own life. So disciples, they are always seeing. So if Guru will do something wrong, then disciples will detect it. They're always watching. So Guru has to be very careful what he's doing. So because always surrounded by disciples, they're also acting as Guru to check on you. And if something is wrong, they will ask, what is this? So they're also acting as Gurus. The renunciate's dealings are described. Preme gara gara mon ratri dibose. Snan bikshadi nirvaha koran abhyase. His mind was absorbed in great ecstatic love day and night. He ate and bathed simply out of habit. Means automatically that is going on. As much as necessary, we are still in this world, that is going on. But his full focus is on seva. Mahaprabhu describes the false renunciate, Markata Vairagi or monkey Vairagi. Prabhu kohe Vairagi kore prakriti sambhashan, dekhite na paro nami tahar bodhan. Durbar indriya kore bishoy grohon, darabi prakriti kore muner opimon. Khudro jib sop markata vairagya koriya, indriya charaya bule prakriti sambhashya. Prabhu kohe mor bosha nohe mor mon, prakriti sambhashi vairagi na kore darshan. আমি তো সন্ন্যাসী, আপনারে বিরক্ত করি মানি, দর্শন রহু দূরে প্রকৃতির নাম যদি শুনি, তবহীন বিকার পায় মোর তনু মন, প্রকৃতি দর্শনে স্থির হয় কোন জন? The Lord replied, I cannot tolerate seeing the face of a person who has accepted the renounced order of life, but who still talks intimately with a woman. So strongly do the senses adhere to the objects of their enjoyment that indeed a wooden statue of a woman attracts the mind of even a great saintly person. Muni. Yesterday I told, because of our so many lives of enjoyment, we have that habit, that samskaras, that attraction is automatically there. It may be sleeping if object of enjoyment is not in front of you, but that does not mean it is not there. It is there. Immediately when that object will appear, then automatically that conditioned nature, it will be attracted automatically. So even Mahaprabhu told, if someone has this impurity there inside, even if he sees a wooden statue of woman, not real woman, still that will cause awakening of that. There are many persons with little in their possession who accept the renounced order of life like monkeys. They go here and there, engaging in sense gratification and speaking intimately with women. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my mind is not under my control. It does not like to see anyone in the renounced order who talks intimately with women. I am a sannyasi, and I certainly consider myself renounced. But not to speak of seeing a woman, if I even hear the name of a woman, I feel changes in my mind and body. Therefore, who could remain unmoved by the sight of a woman? It is very difficult. When Mahaprabhu sent Pradyumna Mishra to hear Harikatha from Raya Ramananda, Pradyumna Mishra went there. That time Raya Ramananda was, dressing those young ladies, bathing them, touching, teaching them how to dance, how to sing, everything. So this Pradyumna Mishra had some doubt in his mind. He did not say, but Mahaprabhu knows everything. So Mahaprabhu told that time this, I think I am a sannyasi, but even if I hear the name of a woman, that has an effect on my, because if that nature, not Mahaprabhu, but for us conditioned soul, if that nature is not purified fully, then it will happen. Attraction, automatically, spontaneously, you cannot check. But Raya Ramananda, he has no such attraction. Why? Because he's fully on transcendental platform, in his Gopi Bhav, in his that Siddha Deho. So from that platform, he is training them, not on material platform. So even though touching their private parts also, it is written in Chaitanya Charitamrita, while bathing them, that does not create any lust in him, because on transcendental platform. So Mahaprabhu wanted to teach that how much one is devoted to Krishna and getting higher taste, that much one can be renounced, actually, not just by taking dress of a renunciate, that will not do. And that this is very difficult. These three anarthas, yesterday also I told, are very difficult. Attraction for accumulation of wealth, money, gold, material things, that all conditioned souls, they're attracted. They think if we get this, we can get happiness. So they want. Then for sexual enjoyment, Kanaka Kamini. For sexual enjoyment, that attraction is there in all conditioned souls. And for name and fame, pratishta, position, respect, prestige. All conditioned souls, they are attracted by their nature, because false ego is there, that in false ego, that enjoying spirit. So these three are most difficult, and among these three, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said in Bhajan Rahasya, one can give up money, attraction for money and for sexual enjoyment, but even after giving up that, it is very difficult to give up desire for name and fame. That is more subtle, more strong, very difficult. If you stay in association of pure devotees, those who are above this, and do bhajan in their association, under their guidance, then it is possible to cross over, otherwise not, impossible. If you are not getting association of superior sadhu on that platform, then you will think I am great. You will demand respect. So it is very difficult, these three, but it is not impossible. If someone sincerely practices, he can cross over gradually. Again, sannyas in the heart is most respectable for the householder devotee. Mahaprabhu said, Grihasta hoya nohe rai sad varger boshe, bishoi hoya sannyasi re upadeshe. See, now he is mentioning. Although Ramananda Rai was a householder, he was not under the control of the 6 kinds of bodily change. Although apparently a pounds and shillings man, means dealing with money and having a lot of money, he advised even persons in the renounced order, Raya Ramananda. Also Saram Bhattacharya, he was also householder, but he had many disciples, sannyasis. He was teaching them Vedanta Sutra. So if someone is a devotee, that is what it counts, not outward ashram. That is not main importance, but should not do sinful activities. The renunciate should not eat what is begged from materialists, and after accepting money, invite other renunciates. This is Raghunatha's conclusion. Bishoir drobyo loya kori nimantron, prasana na hoy ichai jani prabur mon, mor chitto drabya loite na hoy nirmol, nimantran deki pratishta matra phol. I invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by accepting goods from materialistic people. I know that the Lord's mind is not satisfied by this. My consciousness is impure because I accept all these goods from people who are interested only in pounds, shillings, and pence. Therefore, by this kind of invitation, I only get some material reputation. Mahaprabhu is not pleased, but I think I am great, I am serving Vaishnavas. But it is wrong with this kind of money. Mahaprabhu said, Bishoir onno khaile molin hoy mon. Molin mon hoyle nohe Krishner smaran. Bishoir onno hoy rajas nimantran. Data bhokta duhar molin hoy mon. When one eats food offered by a materialistic man, one's mind becomes contaminated, and when the mind is contaminated, one is unable to think of Krishna properly. When one accepts an invitation from a person contaminated by the material mode of passion, the person who offers the food and the person who accepts it are both mentally contaminated. Chaitanya Charitamrita. The renounced person should not maintain himself by unsolicited donations. Prabhu kohe bhalo koilo charilo singha dwar. Singha dware bhiksha briti beshar achar. Chatre jai jatha labh udar bharan onyo kota nahi suke Krishna sankirtan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, he has done very well by no longer standing at the Singhadwara gate, that is in Jagannath Puri, in front of temple. Such begging of alms resembles the behavior of a prostitute, saying, who will give, who will give, who will give. If one goes to the booth where free food is distributed and fills his belly with whatever he obtains, there is no chance of further unwanted talk, and one can very peacefully chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You know, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Raghunath Das Goswami gradually, he showed how renounced should maintain his life. He also, here in this case, he said, there much time is wasted, waiting at the Singhadwar who will give and begging like this. So much time is wasted. But if I go there, where freely they are giving prasad, immediately I can take, maintain my life and chant Harinam. It is better. So Mahaprabhu approved this. The renounced sage should not make temples or ashramas. This becomes a household activity. He should think of serving by worshipping Govardhan Shila, etc. Ek kunja jol ar tulasi manjari, then one will then ask, then why Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he made temples, ashramas, mats? He is directly going against Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Some are saying like this, but they don't understand that previously every house in India was like a temple. The worship was going on, Nama Sankirtan like this. So those who have Sukriti, they could engage in bhajan in the house and they could advance easily, and by that they could control their senses and then either remain in house with renounced mood, or they will leave the house and do bhajan. But gradually society got degraded by the foreign influence, foreign culture influence, so it was disturbed television, this Bollywood, these things happening. So it was not favorable to do bhajan in the house, and others they would put obstacles. So those who have Sukriti, they were given a chance to stay in the mat with sadhu sangha, though they did not yet fully control senses. Prabhupada fully knew, but it is good that they should do bhajan under the guidance of scriptures and in sadhu sangha, and they should engage in this deity worship that is beneficial for Kanishta Adhikaris to serve. And by serving they will be purified and they get taste for chanting Harinam. Gradually they can come to higher platform, otherwise there is no chance for them. So for this purpose, to help them, he made this system out of compassion, because due to time, place, circumstance, it was necessary. Otherwise, in general, those who are like fully renounced Babajis like this, they will not engage in this kind of activity. They will do their worship chanting and in worship in mind, or like this, very simple with Govardhan Shila. They will not be so much involved in all this external deity worship in great scale. That is not for them. It is necessary for those who are attached to this world to engage everything in the service of deity. For them that is necessary, not for one who is renounced. Also, Gurudev told this mat system is like in the middle between disturbed household and full renounce, because full renounce does not mean sannyas. Full renounce means that Paramahansa Besh, Babaji. That is there fully. Sannyas is still under Varna, Ashram, Dharma, but they are doing, but those who are sannyasis like Prabhupada, they are also Paramahansa, like someone householder, but he is living like renounced, Gurudev told, in one place. Though Mahaprabhu's associates, they are householders, but they are living like ascetics, like renounced. They have no any attraction, they are always doing bhajan. So like that, there are sannyasis who are actually Paramahansas and sannyasis who are practicing to become. So this mat system is there, and also how much one can maintain depends on the capacity of that person. Someone can maintain one mat, and some even have difficulty in maintaining one mat, because if you have deity worship, then there are so many things required. You have to beg, collect, and so many festivals, all things you have to do. But someone can maintain many mats, and you need sevaks to maintain. But if someone is in bhajan, then there is no difficulty. So Mahaprabhu told to Raghunath Das Goswami, he should think of serving by worshipping Govardhan Shila, etc. Ek kunja jol ar tulasi manjari, satvik seva ei shuddha bhabe kari. Dui dike dui patra modhe komala manjari, ei moto ashta manjari dibe shraddha kari. For such worship, Govardhan Shila, one needs a jug of water and a few flowers from a tulsi tree. That is available everywhere. At least in India, tulsi is everywhere. So water is everywhere, tulsi manjari is everywhere. So it is not difficult to collect these things. This is worship in complete goodness when performed in complete purity. With faith and love, you should offer 8 soft tulsi flowers, each with 2 tulsi leaves, one on each side of each flower. So, this kind of worship also is sufficient. And no like possession, big property, organization. This also sometimes can become a trap. They give much importance on organization, developing organization, and getting pride from that and fighting with others. We are better. And after Guru will leave, then disciples will fight who will take over the property and organization like this. That is also one kind of threat. Srila Sridhar Maharaj explained, organization is there to facilitate Shravan and Kirtan and Seva of Krishna. That is the purpose. But if this purpose is lost, then just like developing organization in the sense of getting more and more money, more and more followers, more and more name and fame like this, then that is lost. That is then organization consciousness, not Krishna consciousness. So sometimes we see when there is some pure acharya, he will make organization to help for better worship of Krishna in an organized way. But if that acharya leaves and there is no like pure successor, then that organization may become a business thing or political thing or like this. It's no longer a spiritual institution. That may happen. But for such Paramahamsas, they have no these things. In some cases, Vedic sannyas is accepted by devotees, but this is not for all. Devotees from Brahmana families can take Vedic sannyas after giving up household life. But they should not accept those rules of sannyas which are contrary to bhakti. This is found in the actions of Sarup Damodar. As you know, devotees should follow Varna Ashram Dharma to maintain their life, but accepting only those things which are favorable for devotion, not everything, and not with wrong ego. I'm Brahmin, I'm sannyasi, I'm this. I'm servant of Krishna. In this way they will do. So here also for sannyas, not everything they will follow. Like Prabhupada was wearing shoes also. Shoes are not allowed for sannyasi to wear. But in Yukta Vairagya, if necessary for devotional practice, then that is proper. But Prabhupada can fully follow that, because one time Prabhupada wanted to send one sannyasi to Western countries to preach, and he told him, you will have to wear shoes. Not those sandals, chappal, but proper shoes. Then that sannyasi was hesitant. How I can wear shoes? I am sannyasi. And he also gave him one coat. That sannyasi was hesitant. Then Prabhupada told him, if you will go there to Western countries, especially in England, they were occupying India, so they were like superior. So he said, if you will go there and you will come like a beggar, you will look like a beggar, then who will listen to you, anything from you? You have to go like a gentleman, then they will think, oh, something is there, then they will hear your Harikatha. That is the purpose, not the purpose you will enjoy coat and shoes. But for preaching's sake, this is necessary. Then that sannyasi accepted. But there was another sannyasi who saw it, and then he thought, oh, I can also wear. He can wear, Prabhupada gave, I can also wear. So he took shoes, he took coat. Then Prabhupada seeing him, he said his spiritual life is lost. Because with wrong purpose he's doing. Then in order to teach by example, from that day on, even Prabhupada did not wear any shoes. He was going barefoot, just to show by example that he's following all these things, if necessary. The service of Krishna is the point. So here Sarup Damodar only this point I will read. Nischinte Krishna bhajivo eito karone unmade korilo teho sannyas grohone. Sannyas korilo shikha sutra tyag rup yoga pata nanilo nam hoilo Sarup Damodar. He was very enthusiastic to worship Shri Krishna without disturbance. Therefore, it was almost in madness that he accepted the sannyas order. Upon accepting sannyas, Purushottamacharya, that was his name before in Navadip, followed the regulative principles by giving up his tuft of hair and sacred thread, but he did not accept the saffron-colored dress. Also, he did not accept a sannyasi title, but remained as a Naishtika brahmachari. So he accepted only what was necessary for his bhajan, not everything. Quickly he wanted to finish that ceremony and come, just to renounce house that he can come. But for Tridandi sannyasi, that is different. They will keep Brahmin thread, they will keep Sika, and they will wear saffron cloth and that danda. For the service of Krishna, they will do that mantra and this Sika. Everything will be for the service of Krishna. So that is also target is devotion. Some devotees accept the sannyas dress characterized by signs of luxury, as in Sanatan's actions. Yes, this we will hear day after tomorrow. Tomorrow is Gadadhar Pandit's appearance day. we'll hear about him.